and you give them 3 first-round picks, Jonathan Abram and Ioannidis. You wouldn't do that pick? Did that trade?
I'm going to let Spice Adams go ahead and answer that.
Bro, what's wrong with that trade? You wouldn't do it? What's wrong with it?
I wouldn't do it, and it's not going to happen.
You would. Why wouldn't you do it?
Okay, I probably would do it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, then shut up.
Okay, but it's not gonna happen. Like that's
crazier things have happened, bro.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Man, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Max and Juancast. If you take a look around, I guess we're in Juan's dungeon would be the right term.
Bro, dungeon number 2?
I mean, just look at the clues, right?
No. I got a name.
Okay.
We are in the black hole. That's where we're at.
Okay, yeah, I guess it's vacant, right?
Yeah, black hole, bro.
I mean, you look around, you see a lot of things. A lot of things from an organization we're probably going to talk about today. And I feel like Juan's upset because I made a post on Instagram and I commented on it. And I was like, I wonder if he's going to notice I did that.
But look, how you doing today, Max?
I'm doing better than I was on Thursday, man. You know what? I think we got to thank the audience, anyone who tuned in. It was Mickey Mouse. It wasn't our intent to be like that. We spent 4 hours setting up. Everything was good, and then blackout. And then we just had to deal with it. We saw adversity.
And we fought through it, bro.
That's right. And, anyone who stuck around, anyone who commented, watched it, liked it, we appreciate it, man. And just make sure to follow us on all platforms.
Max_Juancast, bro. And look, if you guys are listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or even on YouTube, subscribe, follow, like this video, comment down below. Whatever, bro. Whatever, we'll take it. Okay? And look, we just got done with the NFL draft. It's Saturday night.
And it was a fun 7 rounds, bro. Like, I had to go back and rewatch the last 16 picks of the first round. So today we're going to be getting into the winners and losers, obviously. And I mean, you look at the title of the video, that's a context clue. And the funny thing is we're talking about these guys as of right now because maybe in a year or two, maybe Trevor Lawrence has been banged up for 2 straight years. He hasn't really played. And the grades are going to change. But as of right now, let's get into the winners and losers. Juan, I will give you the first team to pick as a winner.
I'm going to go with the New York Jets. And they were the number 2 pick. Obviously, everyone knew from the jump, right when they traded Sam Darnold, they were going to go quarterback. And assuming that Trevor Lawrence was going to go 1, that means Zach Wilson was their guy at 2. Now, Zach Wilson for both of us was our second overall quarterback rated in our top 5. Correct?
Yep, he was my number 2.
So look, they got Zach Wilson and they took a whole new approach for this draft.
Talk about the approach.
Offense and helping out their young QB, something that they did not do with Sam Darnold.
What was the old approach? Just stay, here you go, deal with it. Here's Adam Gase.
Look, so first of all, they end up trading up to go get a guy in Elijah Vera Tucker, who I am absolutely so big on. He is absolutely amazing. One of the best linemen in this class as far as technique-wise, probably besides Penei Sewell, in my opinion.
He's mean, too. That's what I loved about him. I didn't have him in my top 5, but he was right there at 6 probably. And if you put him at guard, he's going to be an all-pro guard probably one day or a Pro Bowl guard.
Yeah.
I think you slide him next to Mekhi Becton, so you got Mekhi and him. That's a good left side of the line.
Yeah.
And you just keep building off of it. I think they got another O-lineman later in the draft, but look, I love the pick of Michael Carter, the running back. I like the pick of Michael Carter, the cornerback. Because they're doing that to troll. And Elijah Moore, that was such a good
amazing pick. Amazing, bro. And as you guys can see from the screen, bro, like Zach Wilson, Elijah Vera Tucker, Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, and Michael Carter, the cornerback, as Max was saying.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love it. Okay, they got help for their young quarterback. They're starting early, and that's the way to go. They have Mekhi Becton. They just drafted Elijah Vera Tucker. They have Denzel Mims, a guy who probably has a lot of potential left in him. You know, a lot of people are probably going to judge him off of that bad season he had, but at the end of the day, he's still young.
I just think this means like kind of the end for Jamison Crowder, and there's been
Yeah.
rumors of that. And obviously, this isn't the whole draft class. These are just the guys I think we thought the most of.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, everyone's going to talk about the Tom Brady in round 6. Every other 6th-round pick is not good. It doesn't make it like not every 6th-round pick is Tom Brady, or not every 3rd-round pick is Russell Wilson. Sometimes you just get a guy who's a depth guy who never really plays, but he's just there to practice with. I love the draft, man. Joe Douglas hit it out of the park. We're so used to the Jets just messing shit up. It's just nice when they get it right. It's like, hey, we're going to take a quarterback. We're going to develop around him. And I think every team basically did that for a young quarterback. I mean, we could go to the Jags draft. And actually, let's go there right now. Who'd they take after they took Trevor? They took Travis Campbell for the defense, but they got Walker Little, another O-lineman, and one that might have one of the higher ceilings in the draft.
You loved him.
I did. It's just he hasn't played football in 2 years, so like, how can you really judge a guy?
So the thing that worried me about him that I found out also is he actually backed out of playing in the Senior Bowl. And a lot of coaches were like, "Come on, dude, we haven't seen you in so long. Like, why aren't you playing?"
I mean, did he make the wrong decision though?
I think he did. And
But he got picked like top of the 2nd round.
he did, but maybe if he would have balled out, he probably would have went higher. But you can look at it from the other way and say, if he would have looked horrible, he probably wouldn't have gotten drafted.
Well, here's my thing. He went a little bit after Landon Dickerson, who played all in Alabama. Like he basically ended on a torn ACL, and he went basically in the same spot. And he hasn't played football in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the winners of the draft, just him. And you get Trevor Lawrence, a good running back. I know they got James Robinson. It's kind of a questionable pick, but I like ETN. We both like him.
Yeah.
It's just kind of questionable the value. And we saw teams, they didn't really go for need a lot, I feel like, a certain few.
Yeah. I want to say this too. Even though me and Max have 3 winners each and 3 losers each, in my opinion, there wasn't many losers in this draft. In my opinion, there was a lot of winners. There were some people who had a solid draft, even though they didn't pick that many guys. Like one that I can think of off bat, Kansas City Chiefs. They ended up getting a guy in Creed Humphrey to solidify their line and basically getting Orlando Brown. Like that's how I look at it. Like they drafted Orlando Brown with that 31st overall pick.
Is this one of your winners, or just
It's
like
one of my.
you want to touch on real
I think
quick?
no. I think it's something I want to touch on, and it's something to kind of prove my point in. There's a lot of winners in this draft, in my opinion. Like there just is. Just because they didn't draft the whole.
Only 6 guys. Only drafted 6 guys, and I mean the worst pick to me is Nick Bolton. I just don't get it with that guy. But like you said, Creed Humphrey's going to be the offense. Like you think about their interior offensive line: Kyle Long, Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, Orlando Brown. You're correct in assuming who's operating under this. Would you rather pick Orlando Brown, or would you rather pick someone at 31? Yeah. Orlando Brown's a known quantity. That's the safer pick. So you got 4 out of the 5 starters brand new, and you got some guys coming back who are talented.
Yeah.
So that's what I really don't get. What like
that was the glaring hole.
Yeah, they turned a weakness into a strength, and they got a guy in Trey Smith. He's got a high ceiling if he can hit. He's just been banged up.
Yeah.
And that was one of their later picks. And you know they got my boy Cornell Powell from Clemson. I love the Clemson guys, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
We'll get into more of the honorable mentions after, but who was one of your winners? So mine is the Jets. That's one of mine. Who's one of yours?
I got Chicago Bears. It's easy. I mean, they gave up a first-round pick to get Justin Fields, but how many people had Justin Fields mocked to the Bears? They came up to pick 11 to get him, and I think it's just a steal. Like, I know he's my 4th-rated quarterback, but for the Bears to get him, like, I've always loved the potential of Justin Fields. Just the mechanics of him scare me a little bit, just the throwing. But when you come up to get him, and then you give him Tevin Jenkins, we just talked about
another guy that they traded up for. The Bears were very aggressive to start off this draft.
Exactly. And then they got another tackle from Missouri, Borum. I don't know how to say his name, but like you get a young quarterback, you fix the O-line. That's what I love to see. You don't want your quarterback to be running for his life like Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. And it's not like we forgot to get skill positions. They got a lot of good skill position players. Tariq Cohen, David Montgomery coming back. Tariq coming back from injury. David Montgomery, excuse me. Allen Robinson, Mooney. They got the guy who sucker punches corners, Wim still. They got like 6 tight ends. Like, this is a good skill group. So they were just missing the quarterback. And if he can bring it together, like if you told me Chicago Bears won 11-5 next year, would you be surprised?
No.
Because that defense is still good.
Look, me personally, I think a bunch of teams completely fucked up by not getting Justin Fields. I think it's an absolute travesty that Justin Fields fell that far. And honestly, when we were watching the draft, Max, I was screaming when the Eagles winded up trading up, go get Justin Fields.
So does that make the Eagles a loser to you? Or
no,
you
it
like
doesn't. No, I like what they did. But look, I'm just bringing up an example of a team that ended up passing on them that I'm going to remember. Like, okay, if this guy Jalen Hurts doesn't wind up working out, it's like, man, Justin Fields was in your lap and you just didn't want to pick him. And the Chicago Bears were aggressive and they made the right deal. It's not Russell Wilson, but it's a pretty good damn quarterback. Okay, I'm just going to say that. And all this BS about him being the
last one in, first one out, all that bullshit that just happened for no reason.
I think NFL teams are going to hate the fact that they didn't pick up Justin Fields, especially those teams who absolutely had a chance to get him. That's my opinion. I actually tweeted about it as it happened on our page. I said these teams are going to completely regret not drafting this guy because of stupid reasons.
So it's basically everyone from 3 to 10.
Maybe even the Jets. You know, if I don't think it's going to happen because I am a big fan of Zach Wilson. But if Zach Wilson and Trey Lance winds up being not what we thought, like, why didn't you get Justin Fields? Because Justin Fields is a no-brainer to me. Honestly, he really is. He's been a top quarterback since he stepped foot on a football field, it seems like. And all of a sudden, you're going to tell me that changes? Like, I don't see it. The guy is talented. Yeah, can he improve on reading defenses? Yeah. But you know what? The kid got a hell of an arm. He has mobility. He's a complete competitor. Like, he obviously loves the game of football. Like, what else is negative about him? Like, what don't you like?
I think it's just some of the mechanic stuff. That's all it is. I think a lot of it was just BS, like typical run-of-the-mill draft rumors. And you just touched on my Eagles. So how do you feel about their draft? That being said, because we've talked about the Raiders. We talked about it a lot. We talked about Joey's team on Thursday, your team on Thursday.
Go check that out, by the way.
Yeah.
We have it on there. You guys can watch the replay. We go into a lot more picks on that one, and we got amazing guests on that. But going to the Eagles, this is my second winner.
Great wow. What?
Yeah.
You like that we did?
Yeah, great transition, by the way, Max. I absolutely love what you guys did, man. I honestly do. Devontae Smith, absolute stud. You guys wind up trading up for him. I like it. You guys swooped in to take him before the Giants.
That had to be their guy. And you know what? I'll just say this for the Giants. The trade down wasn't bad for them.
It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. It kind of wind up. It worked out for all three teams. Because,
I wouldn't say that.
A lot of people are assuming, the Cowboys got Micah Parsons and everyone loves Micah Parsons, including us. But a lot of people assume from the outside looking in, all three teams won from that trade. I know we're probably going to get into it earlier by your reactions, but Devontae Smith, absolute stud. Second pick, Landon Dickerson. Oh my goodness, absolute steal. I love this dude. He's athletic as hell. He's one of the team captains on the team. Everyone on Alabama loves this dude.
How did the Raiders ever not pick this guy, man? Captain?
Look, maybe it's injury concerns,
Oh, you coming off a torn ACL. I mean, it's a little scary.
That's what it is. He would have been a surefire first-round pick if the injuries didn't exist. Let's just be real. Because the tape is amazing.
He was my number 2 overall lineman for a reason, and that was it. It's just the torn ACL was the only negative I really had about him. You know what I also loved? I love Milton Williams. I think that's just a type of guy the Eagles love to get. Just pin his ears back, go after the passer.
He was your guy.
He was my guy.
You had him on your top 5.
Yeah. And they picked one of your guys too, Kenny Gainwell.
Yeah, I love Kenneth Gainwell, bro. They got him late. I absolutely love it. And even a guy in Patrick Johnson, I know he's a 7th round pick, but I like him. Like he has some really good talent to him. Maybe he won't be shit because he's a 7th round pick. He might not even make the team.
Trust me, we got a lot of talent, like holes to be filled. So there's a chance, bro. It's not like we're the Tampa Bay Bucks.
The whole Eagles thing right now, you know, with the whole Carson Wentz situation, and obviously you guys are rebuilding. The only way this would have been better is if you guys would have got Justin Fields, in my opinion. That's what it comes down to. But you guys got Devontae Smith. He's a hell of a player. Heisman Trophy winner. Bama kid. You guys got 2 Bama guys. Like, that's insane.
We're turning into the Raiders in the NFC, I guess. But look, this isn't really like – maybe this is a good transition because I had the Dolphins as a winner, but what do you think of Devontae after Waddle? Were you a fan of that pick? I mean, I love what Miami did. They're one of my winners. I think Devontae's better than Waddle, obviously. I think I had him at 3 because we included Pitts in the receiver. Mm. But, I mean, Waddle just provides something that no one else in the class really provided. It's just speed. Like, maybe you want to put Diami Brown in there, but I think Waddle's another type of guy. But to me, I just love what Miami did. Jalen Phillips, bro, like second first-round pick. He fell to them. I don't remember the last draft where an edge rusher went 18, and it was the first edge guy taken off. Javon Holland, Liam Eichenberg, those are guys they had mocked in the first round a lot, and they got them both in the second. I mean, you just look at the amount of picks they have for the football team they had. It's just like, wow, you guys really effed the Texans up. Like, that trade was disgusting. Like, they're just reaping the benefits of stupid BOB.
Yeah. I like what the Dolphins did besides the Jalen Waddle pick. I really do. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me. Tua can't throw the ball deep.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't have an arm.
They're really going to stretch the. It's like Drew Brees having Jalen Waddle.
Like, that's what it comes down to for me. I absolutely love what they did after. Jalen Phillips, love the pick. Javon Holland, absolute monster out of Oregon. Eichenberg from Notre Dame. Like, this dude is a stud.
I saw him mocked there in the first round and pick 18 a lot. So to get him in the second.
Yeah.
And look, they're going all in on Tua. You can't say they didn't go out there to help Tua. They got another tight end, Hunter Long.
Hunter Long's not that bad.
No, he's not. But here's the thing. It's like, oh, we have this rookie quarterback like I've been talking about. I'm going to sound like a broken record. Got an alignment. Got a weapon for him. So what else does Tua need to succeed? This is a make or break a year for Tua. Because if he sucks,
I don't know about that. He has to really suck.
Let me make the case for why it's make it or break it. Even if he's shitty, like not even like a bum, they got 2 or 3 first round picks next year. They can go wherever the hell they want. They can move up and down the board. They have so many first round picks. If they're picking at 25 next year, they can move up to like 3 in a heartbeat. And if there's like that guy there at 3 or 2, a quarterback, why wouldn't they go up for him? Like, punt on Tua. You could probably even trade Tua if he's a little shitty next year and get like a second round pick.
Yeah, but the thing that scares me about the Dolphins too with that Jalen Waddle pick, who's the alpha? Do you believe in Devontae Parker to be that alpha?
No, I don't think you can rely on him at this point. It's just too many injuries. It's just banged up all the time. You know how people kept saying they needed a speed guy? Don't they have Will Fuller? So, like, that's kind of another thing I was thinking about. Like, I know Will Fuller's kind of unreliable too, and he's gonna miss some games for a suspension, I believe.
Yeah, you got to count on that guy missing at least 5 games.
Yeah, it's either like a PD suspension or like a sprained knee or a torn ACL with that guy. But like Preston Williams, I like the receiving core. I like Gesicki. That's why I didn't really buy into like them ever taking Pitts, as good as Pitts is.
Yeah,
I still like what they did. I just don't love Waddle. I feel like if you maybe take Devontae Smith,
I would have liked Devontae there.
Just because I feel like he's a guy who could be an alpha. Like, yes. And I have my concern. Everyone has the concerns about him, just the frame and stuff, right? But there's really nothing on the tape that says the frame's a big deal. I mean, he ran plenty of screens. He took an ass whooping.
Yeah.
And he was fine.
Look, I said this on our live stream, guys. The whole Jalen Waddle thing, I experienced it with Henry Ruggs. And by no means, we cannot label Henry Ruggs as a bust. There's a lot of variables that go into that situation, Max, and you know it.
Look, bro, you can't play Greg Williams every week.
But look,
all right.
One of our guests said it. My brother said it. Everyone's trying to find that next Tyreek Hill, and we do both agree that it's huge. Like a guy that can stretch the field like that is so dangerous and so freaking scary
I
for
don't even.
defenses.
It's not even about stretching the field anymore, bro. Because you can make the case Devontae Parker at times can stretch the field. It's just blistering speed. It's not even just about the field stretching. I feel like you got to stretch the field horizontally too. So like, it's not just about this anymore, right? It's this. It's the jet sweep bullshit. It's because when Tyreek Hill goes in that jet motion, they're afraid, right? You're like, oh shit, what if they get the ball? What if he hits that edge? I think that's what it is, man. It's just not about vertically anymore. It's about can we horizontally stretch him? It's like anytime. I think the NFL's kind of been like that. It's just we're trying to hit a home run. We're not ever trying to hit a double or a single. We're not trying to be methodical and shit.
Yeah, and just my last thoughts on this with the whole Jalen Waddle, Tavon Austin, Henry Ruggs, Ted Ginn Jr. Who was the other one, Max? John Ross.
Nah, hey, I got some stock in John.
How many of those guys worked out?
0. I don't think Ruggs is gonna be the guy. And I like Ruggs coming out, but I just don't. It's just hard, man. It's just these guys are overdrafted. If you get Ruggs or Waddle at pick 20, you're loving it. I mean, you could even throw in the case like Jalen Reagor hasn't really worked out.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be that burner.
It's just the frame. It's the frame. The frame really does, it's noticeable. It's exposed.
And I mean, I think it's just an over reliance on speed.
Because I think Tyreek Hill, as small as the dude is, that boy be on that pickle juice. He low key yoked on the low.
Say what you always say about the NBA and Tyreek Hill.
Exactly. Compared to NBA players, it's not even close. Like Tyreek Hill is humongous. Like
Like
just
there's nobody like that athletically. Like okay, I know
he's
Braun built.
beefed.
I know Braun built different, but Tyreek would dust Braun in a race.
yeah.
Like, and he's like ripped. Like it's just you don't see like guys like that in the NBA. Like LeBron's the only guy maybe you put in the conversation. I don't even think Zion's like that.
Yeah, no. It's he is yoked. Go look at a picture of Tyreek Hill. Like he is big. I'm probably gonna get one on the screen, so they've probably seen it. But look, so you had Dolphins. Okay, let's just do a quick review. I had the Eagles. You had the
Bears and
Bears,
Dolphins.
and my other one was the Jets.
Yes. So wrap it up. Who's your third winning team?
I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell and the kneecap biting boys, because that's what their new nickname is, and they got absolute dogs.
I mean,
like they got dogs, bro.
Wasn't expecting that. Look, I'll say this. I think they made one of the fastest picks other than the Patriots, man. And they was just like
no brainer. I don't blame them.
I was like, dude. I almost mocked Panay to them, and I just didn't think. I thought they were gonna trade out, but I guess they were just like, as soon as that pick was happening, it was.
I thought they were gonna get cute, and luckily
They didn't even think about it. They're like,
Yeah.
all right, Panay, so it is.
I was hoping like Dan Campbell didn't get cute, and I absolutely love what he did. He got athletes. He got absolute dogs. Panay Sewell, dog. Levi Onwuzurike, you had him on your top 5.
Your boy.
Yeah, Aleem McNeil. Shout out to Aleem McNeil, bro. Gave you a little shout out on Instagram. So glad you got drafted, man. It wasn't as high as I think you should have went.
I thought it was lower too, bro. Honestly, I didn't even have him on there, but I was like, I thought he was what is he, a 4th or 5th round pick? I thought he should have been like a 2nd.
Yeah. But shout out to Aleem McNeil. They got Melifonwu pretty late.
Oh, God.
That was a great pick, though. Like, the value that they got him at, it fits.
Do you think his draft stock fell because his brother?
Maybe, but he's actually, he's pretty good.
There is precedence for that because your boy Derek Carr fell for what reason? Because he's
His
David?
last name.
Yeah.
Genetics. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. for Asante Samuel, it was a good thing. But look, I'm still not done with these names. They got Amon St. Brown out of USC. # fight on. Great receiver to get in the low rounds. Derek Barnes, Jamar Jefferson, the running back. They hit it out of the park, man. The Eagles and the Lions are both in a situation where they're rebuilding. And you can't get cute. You can't go with the Jalen Waddles. You can't get trapped into that saying like, oh my goodness, like one guy can turn it around. Because it's not. You got to draft solid players that can play football, that you can build your team around. And these are guys that can do it. I absolutely believe that. Like Panay Sewell, it's boring, yeah. But it's a travesty that he fell that far.
I mean, you look at their top 3 picks. They're not sexy at all. It's offensive tackle, and 2 defensive tackles. That's never going to get the fan base excited, but that's the type of picks that build a football team. The Eagles built their team like that. They built it through the trenches, and that's what Detroit did. Like, bro, I like their D-line already. Like, I like Trey Flowers,
And
Deshaun Hand, Romeo Okwuru. They just added 2 big boys in that team.
And a lot of people are probably going to be saying, like, who the hell is Levi Onwuzurike and Aleem McNeil? In my opinion, those 2 guys have the highest potential as far as being something. Yeah, Christian Barmore is good. Don't get me wrong. He's solid, but
That's all we said about him.
it's
Just
more,
rock solid.
he has a high floor. These guys can be something very great.
Say that question again you asked about those 2.
Who are these guys?
I mean, we have a breakdown of it, so just check that video out.
Exactly.
Like,
Absolute plug.
But no, I like their draft a lot. It's just a lot of good players, and Detroit has just been so talent bare for a while. I mean, this O-line is going to be real. Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker is good, and Penei Sewell, left or right tackle. If you put him at right tackle, he's an all-pro right tackle, bro. It's effortless. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Well, they're probably not going to win games because they have Jared Goff.
No, but they're putting Goff in, like, not a bad position. I know the receivers aren't that great, but you can generate yards. It's not like you need elite receivers. You can just scheme some bullshit up.
Yeah. So who's your last winner, Max? So we can recap this.
Bro, it's the Browns. It's simply the Browns. Greg Newsome finally get that second cornerback, to Denzel Ward. And I have no earthly idea how JOK was at the Browns in the second round.
He was a tweener. That was the problem. No one knew where to put him. And I heard I forgot who said this, what broadcast I was watching, but he made a great point. People are talking about, where do I put him? Like, that's the problem. Put him on the field. Like, just put him anywhere.
He's got the talent, man. Like, he's a tweener, but he just played outside linebacker the whole year. It wasn't Isaiah Simmons who took 3 snaps at outside linebacker, 3 snaps as the Mike, 2 snaps at defensive end, a snap at safety, slot corner, outside corner. Like, all that shit's good, but if you don't do any of it good, you're never going to play.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to pun on Isaiah Simmons, but JOK was a steal to me. And they got Anthony Schwartz. He's a burner. And they got the safety from Georgia, Richard LeCount. Yeah. He's going to be solid for them. He's like a good third safety. Because they just lost Carl Joseph as that role, and he played a lot for them last year. So I like what the Browns did. This was a team that didn't have a lot of needs, but they got the needs and the talent. So it wasn't even like they reached for a need.
Yeah.
I love the draft for them, man. Cleveland overall is the winner. With the draft, I know it was a little rainy and like depressing, but it was dope to just have the draft, right?
No,
can we just spend 1 minute talking about how good it is not to see Robert Goodell's Xbox and Connect in the basement? And I don't know. This year didn't seem as depressing. Maybe because we didn't watch half the first round, and it wasn't just like this guy's mom stole from a convenience store and was locked up for 15 years.
Well, we didn't watch it on ABC. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of stories like that on ABC broadcast.
Please let us know, because like last year I was like, bro, what is this? Like, please stop. like they were reaching it. Like, this guy is second cousin, third removed, twice brought back.
Did you hear the mistake that he did on stage, saying "Welcome to the 2020 draft"?
Did he really?
Yeah, the beginning of the second round on day 2.
Didn't see that.
We're like, all right, Goodell, way to fucking start it off tonight. But look, is that all you got to say about the Browns, Max?
That's it. It's short and simple. They just hit it out of the park. They were like,
it was really JOK falling to them. It's like I had a mock going there in the first round, so it's amazing that he wanted to fall.
Do we still get that pick right? Because I mean, like, they got him.
Yeah, give it to us. All right, come on. Give it.
Yeah, now we're 6 for 32 instead of 5 for 30. All because wanted to take Trey Lance at 3.
And Monty Rice. So
you know
that's
what?
a great transition.
You know what? Let me talk.
I set you up.
Let me talk about my big fat,
catch the oop,
big fat, bigger, fatter loser known as the Las Vegas Reachers. I mean, excuse me, the Las Vegas Raiders. You want us to take the lead, or do you want to make my case for me? I can make.
I want to hear what you have to say, because I really don't think it's that bad.
I mean, we had to talk him off a ledge on Thursday. He almost didn't do the podcast. Like, if I didn't rescue him from the dark. Look, it's good players. Other than Malcolm Kuntz, who I don't really know much about.
He's actually really
I
good.
went back.
They
and
reached though.
I researched and I found where he was projected, and I watched tape, and I was like, it's okay. Like I'm not like impressed. You got our favorite or least favorite safety. You got the wrong safety from the wrong school or the right school. You didn't get the one you wanted.
I
didn't.
get you. But
Also, it's like you already have two safeties. Like, where are you gonna play this guy?
there's not no. If you think Carl Joseph can play safety still like as a starter,
No, I thought it was gonna be
Abrams the box safety.
Yeah, Abrams. Also, you're gonna play him a free safety.
Well, that's the good thing about Morig. He did play everywhere. He can play anywhere.
I think he is gonna be like the center fielder for this team because I think that's what he does best because he's not physical at all.
I just don't think he like a lot of people are gonna disagree with me. I just don't think he has that much range as people say. And in Gus Bradley's defense, that's what you are. Like with the free safety and Gus Bradley, you play that cover one safety high. You got to have some range like Earl Thomas. That's what made the LOB so great.
I don't want to put it all in his 40 time, but 4 or 5 at a pro day, like that's a little scary to me. And then when you watch the film, and it's not like, I mean, Earl Thomas is unbelievable range. We can't really describe it over this like medium of entertainment, but
so
like
the way I see it, how do you feel about Alex Leatherwood?
it's just a reach, bro. I think he'll be a good player. Like I kind of like him for the Raiders. I just don't like him where you picked him. It's like I don't think Mike Mayock takes that into like he's not really messed up a first round pick, but he's never hit it out of the park. So he's just kind of treading water. And I feel like at some point you either got to go up or you're got to sink. And that's
how would you have felt if they picked Morig in the first, Leatherwood in the second?
I would have hated the first round. I would have hated Morig in the first round more than I hate Leatherwood in the first round, if that makes sense.
We're a rare breed with hating on Morig. There's big fans.
Oh yeah,
the consensus right now for the Raiders when they wound up picking Trayvon Morig, they made up for it. They made up the value because a lot of people will say, "Hey, Morig." People would have been fine with Morig in the first, Leatherwood in the second. That's how it should have went. But regardless, they got those two players.
I think there's a reason he was falling to start with. I mean, I saw Morig.
It was injuries.
It
was injuries. That's why.
Oh, that's why he was falling?
Yeah, his medicals
didn't check out.
There was a lot of guys. Even Mike Mayock said it. A lot of guys, doctors were turning in medicals literally hours before the draft.
I just don't
and
like
it scared
it, bro.
away teams.
I don't like him at all. And that's what it came down to. That's why I hate to be. I mean, I'm sure this is like the millionth tank by now of losers. It's just Mike Mayock. He picks good players, but he doesn't get good value in the draft, man. And that's part of the draft. The only guy I know you're probably gonna like is your boy Divine Diablo.
That's my boy. I like him, and I kind of regret not watching film on him because he is an absolute tweener. Dude, go look up this guy. I think Gus Bradley had his hands all over this one. He's Camp Chancellor. And he's literally out of Virginia Tech too. That's the funny thing.
I went back and watched him because there was a few guys in this I went back and watched, and he was someone I really liked too. He just seems like a guy you just stick on a tight end, put him at a linebacker for a few snaps.
And I want to say two things before we move on. Number one, if you guys want to guess the Raiders pick, because I'm completely convinced I know how the Raiders draft now. Look at two things, guys. Guys who have been starters from day one since they stepped on the field, team captains, and guys who impressed in the Senior Bowl.
And what was the one I said to you? Do you remember the one I said?
What?
Clemson, Alabama, or Ohio State.
Well, this year we didn't pick that many big schools. All the guys weren't big schools. TCU, come on.
No, that's not. No, it's the Bama one. You guys love going like Bama in the first round.
Hey, man. The Bama was all over the place.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just going to say that. Okay, hold on. Let me make my second point.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
And the Raiders draft is not as bad as people think. I'm just going to say that. It's not perfect. They definitely didn't hit it out of the park. There's definitely question marks. But I think people are blowing it out of proportion because the Raiders are an easy team to laugh at. And they've always been. And I'm just going to say it's not as bad as people think.
I don't think it's awful. I'm just tired of seeing the same pattern arise of we are going to overdraft a guy because he's good.
Yeah. Well, let's get into one of my losers, okay? And I'm going to stay in division. And I'm going to go to the Denver Donkeys, a.k.a. Denver Broncos. I don't like what they did. And people are going to disagree with me. I think they're an absolute loser. Teddy Bridgewater, they wound up trading for him a couple of days before the draft for a 6th-round pick. Get it. People love Teddy Bridgewater. It was great value. You got him on the cheap. Let's be real here. Let's be real here, Max. Teddy Bridgewater is not going to beat anyone in the AFC West. And that's facts. I have complete confidence that Derek Carr will outplay him. You're damn sure not going to beat Patrick Mahomes. And you're damn sure not going to beat Herbert.
I said this to you while they were drafting. I don't think he needs to outplay them for Denver to beat them. I think Denver's biggest problem, and you can attest to this, or you can disagree with me, is the quarterback shooting them in the foot. If you can get a steady presence like Teddy Bridgewater, like to me, if you get a guy who's not going to win you games to lose you games, that's an upgrade from Drew Lock at this point. Because I feel like Drew Lock's going to win you about 3 games a year, and he's going to lose you about 13. But I mean, like, we can actually
make that 14 now with 17 games.
14. That's what I really feel like. I don't think that's a big problem. My big problem is Patrick Surtain in, what was it, 8 or 9? 9. It was 9.
Yeah.
Javonte Williams in the 2nd round. I don't get that.
They traded up to get him.
Like, I get he's good. I like him a lot, but I just don't get the.
It gets a little bit better though in the later rounds. It really does.
I do. You know what I like Kerry Vincent Jr. I like Seth Williams a lot, and I like Caden Stearns.
I love Baron Browning, the Quinn Mears, the D3 guy that they got. Have you seen him? He's actually like a beast, bro. Like, this dude got some swag to him. Like, he don't care, bro. Like, he had a little video. I'm going to try to get it for them on the podcast. This dude is like breaking down trees and
I saw that one where
doing like lifts with
like
the jugs.
Shout out to Sean Gurley. He's a big Brandon Browning fan, so I think that was one of their better picks. I think Surtain was one of the worst picks in the 1st round. Not the player, just the fit with the team. They just signed Ronald Darby. They just signed Kyle Fuller. It's like none of those guys can really play slot.
They're really trying to get that no-fly zone back.
But I don't think Patrick Surtain's a no-fly zone type of corner. I think he's like a good corner. Like, I comped him to a better Trayvon Diggs. I think that's what he is.
And Justin Fields was on the board.
I think this is going to be one of the Mahomes, like the Trubisky things where if they pass on Fields, it's going to always be lingering over anybody. But, they're in play for Rodgers. I don't know how much credit you put in that. We'll get into it later. Overall, I think this draft.
I don't like it. They're a loser. I didn't like the pick. I was shocked that they didn't go Justin Fields. He's over there staring at you direct in the eye, and you pass on him. And you're happy with Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater. You're always advocating it, Max. You shoot for the stars. You want to hit a home run pick.
That's why I didn't like Surtain.
I feel like Surtain was a more safe pick.
I feel like that's a typical Raider pick right there, Surtain. I hate to bash you again, but
it's not like they're in super need for corner.
Like no, not at all.
So
not at all.
I don't agree with it. They got some solid players in the later rounds. I do agree, but those first 2 picks, like Javonte, I love the players. I like Surtain. I like Javonte. Not with the Broncos though, and not as high as they picked them. Like, Javonte Williams is solid, but they had Melvin Gordon. He's good enough. He can get the job done.
It's not like running backs. It's a hard position to find talent at.
Yeah.
And I think if we go up, like we talked about Surtain being mocked to Dallas, and I think Dallas got jumped for Surtain, and that's why I picked Dallas as one of my losers. I don't understand.
Wow.
I don't understand. I just don't understand. So you're gonna play 4-3 all game? Michael Parsons gonna cover the Henry Ruggs of the world, the Justin Jefferson's in the slot, Odell Beckham.
I think when it comes down to is they're probably losing faith in Landon Vander Esch, which is crazy to me.
Well, they might be losing faith in Jalen too. They picked Jabril Cox, my 3rd linebacker, later in that draft. It's like, first of all, why are you double dipping? Second, you need a corner. They got a corner, Kelvin Joseph. He's talented. Dude's a fucking head case. He got kicked off of 2 teams basically. I like Chauncey Golston. He's cool. And the guy Osa from UCLA, I can't stand that dude. I don't see anything about him that's special. I just don't get it. With me, it just seems like Dallas is like BPA, but at some point you got to address the need, bro. Like, I thought the need was too big at corner, and I think there's a leak in the building because they got jumped.
Yeah.
And I think that's what effed up the whole draft. But it's like, to me, take Caleb Farley, bro. Take Caleb Farley. You're not going to go wrong with that guy.
Why don't you just take a lineman? Take offensive line.
Rashawn Slater, Darisaw's on the board. Like, the old line's not what it was. Tyrone Smith, you can't count on him for anything.
He gets hurt every other freaking game. The one solid guy that they have is Zach Martin. They lost Travis Frederick.
Leo Collins gets hurt too.
Connor Williams is not that good, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't mind a lineman right there. You're paying all this money to Zeke.
And Dak. They just paid him $150 million.
Not to mention Dak. Protect your quarterback. Run the ball. It's not sexy, I know, but go out there and get a lineman.
This is what it comes down to, bro. These guys don't know what they want to be. You want to be the run-first team with Zeke. You want to be the team that airs it out. They could be either team any given week, right? They could pound the ball with Zeke. They could just air it out to CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup. I just don't get what this team's identity is, and I don't think they have a good head coach. And they don't pick a lot of bad players. Their drafting hasn't been bad. It's just the fit of the drafts don't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's the fit. Michael Parsons is amazing. He's our number one linebacker. Just don't like the fit. It's a head scratcher to me. I completely agree with you. I like that pick.
Who was your second loser?
My second loser, Houston Texans.
How could they lose? They already.
I don't care whether or not they lost
I'm pushing
3
back.
months ago or right now. The facts are that they're a loser and they deserve to get mentioned. Okay, they deserve to be on this list.
I feel like that's Bill O'Brien though. Like, what did they do wrong? Like, they just had no picks.
They hired Bill O'Brien. They gave him the reins.
You can't punish them for that. Still, like, I actually like some of the picks they made. Like, I like Davis Mills for them. Like, what's
your first pick?
That's third round pick. What are they supposed to do? They have no talent.
Bro, go
like
out.
Deshaun's about to probably not play this year. They got a good tight end in Brevin Jordan. Nico Collins is aight.
No.
Like, what do you want them to do? They have no picks.
I don't like it. They're losers.
It's like saying Seattle's losers because they only had 3 picks.
Yeah, but Seattle actually got some like solid players. I don't think any of these guys are solid.
I don't know, man. I feel like you're putting them a little too hard. Like, they only had late round picks and they were 3 and 13 or whatever.
Look, and the funny thing is that David Mills, I'm pretty sure that
Serial
it was
boy?
it was 3 in a row. It was Kyle Trask went to the Bucks, then Kellen Mond went to the Vikings, and then this guy went, David Mills. I think he's the worst one out of all 3. They got the worst one, and leave it up to the Texans to get the worst one. I don't like what they did. They're losers. I don't care what anyone says, whether they were losers 4 months ago, 3 months ago, or right now. They deserve to be on this list. And that's facts. FAX. Facts.
They were taking there was a Andre Kitsko from Syracuse taken in between them, but you were like 3 out of 4 picks was those guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't think you can call them losers, bro. They were already like in a losing position from something previously happened, and they made the best out of it, I felt like.
I don't think so. So who's your next loser, Max?
I wonder if we have the same one. It's the Green Bay Packers.
I have them too.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's combine them. And I think that would be a great transition to get into the Rodgers stuff after.
I mean, that's why they're a loser, right?
Yeah.
It's
a big F you to Rodgers. No pun intended, because they actually got Amari Rodgers, which was probably their best pick.
I like Amari Rodgers a lot. I just don't understand Eric Stokes, honestly. Like,
he's not even the best corner on his team, in my opinion.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but like, what do you do to help Aaron Rodgers? I mean, you got him a center to replace Lindsley, but like, why didn't you just try your best to sign him? I mean, he's not coming back unless Cajuste or Juste or whatever his name is, the GM, is gone.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going anywhere for a while.
I'll give him 1 positive. 2 positives, because I do like Amari Rodgers. They got my boy McDuffie from Boston College. They're trying to find Blake Martinez again. Wasn't that my comp for him? Blake Martinez.
Just the big white. Bro, I don't know if they're gonna be able to get much.
But look,
from him.
it's an F you to Rodgers, man. What are you guys doing? You guys are pissing him off. He's talking about retirement. He's talking about all kinds
I think
of
he's
stuff.
100%. I mean, Carson Palmer did it, so like Aaron Rodgers won't do it.
Yeah, it's tough, bro.
And I mean, his legacy is basically set. Like, he's a Hall of Famer first ballot. He got nothing left to prove.
There are so many receivers on the board. You take Eric Stokes, and I understand, like, yeah, Kevin King, low-key lost you the NFC Championship if you want to look at it from that angle, especially from your angle, Max. You absolutely agree with that.
I do.
But you got to give Rodgers some help. Valdez-Scantling, Lazard, a.k.a. Lizard. Like,
I think Devontae Adams is a top 10 receiver, but I don't think he scares teams. Like, if you put Devontae Adams on the outside, it's not the same thing as putting a DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill. It's not like you have to shade all the coverage over to him. He's not unmatchable up. Like, he's not an unmatchable guy, right? Like, you can't match up with DK Metcalf one-on-one unless you have Jalen Ramsey. You can't match up with Tyreek Hill.
I get what you're saying, like the physical. Like,
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he doesn't come.
I disagree, though.
Really?
I disagree. I think he is that guy. He's an absolute problem to deal with.
I just think it's just like the bind of Green Bay's run game and combined with Rodgers throwing in him. I don't think he's the type of guy. Like, if you put him on, let's just say the Jags.
Like,
last
he has
year.
the most touchdowns, bro, since entering the league, like, as a receiver.
I put that more to like the quarterback and just like the talent around him. Like, I know he's really good, but to me, he'll never be that type of guy that's going to scare teams. That's just how I feel. He's a monster. I just say he's top 10 receiver, and I'm sure people are going to be like, "You're stupid." I'm just praising him.
Yeah,
But
I get what you're saying. Like, as far as the physical profile, because he's not the fastest guy, but
they still didn't do shit for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, I think 100% he'd retire. And like, they just showed the picture of him today at like the Kentucky Derby, like living his best life. I'm like, he's just gonna be like, nah, F you.
So look, let's just review our losers before we do get into the Rodgers talk even deeper. I had the Broncos, the Texans, and the Packers. Max, who did you have?
The Cowboys, Raiders, and Packers. We both had the Packers though.
Yeah. So look, yeah, those there was very few losers, to be honest, because a lot of people can argue a lot of these losers that we picked, they still got really good players. To be honest, it's kind of crazy. This draft was really good and it was deep. But now let's transition. Let's get into Rodgers, Max. You're telling me you had some trade ideas for him?
Exactly. I do. I don't buy the I don't buy the Broncos one that much. I got a trade from the Dolphins. Why wouldn't the Dolphins go after Aaron Rodgers? 3 first-round picks, whatever you trade Tua for, and you can throw in maybe Noah Egan-Hagami or Shaq Law. Like, who would you want to throw in? Like Devontae Parker, throw him in.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you want. Like, 3 first-round picks and for Rodgers, I do that if I was the Dolphins, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And you get him out of the NFC. You get him out of the NFC, which is key.
Our special guest, Joey, on draft day on Thursday, when that whole Rodgers talk was going, he said basically he'll give up anything. So did Peyton, our guest. He said he will give up literally anything to have Rodgers. Like, it's completely worth it. Some people are on the other side. Some people are like, I don't know about that. You just invested all those picks into Trey Lance. But, I mean,
you wouldn't invest those picks in Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's how I would see it.
Especially with, like, a team that has the Super Bowl window, like, who's in the window.
I just think there is a limit, though. Like, if you're getting rid of, like, Bosa and Trey Lance, like, oh, man, that's kind of tough.
I don't know about that one. Because, like, you get a factor in Trey Lance is worth, what, like, 2.5 first-round picks?
Yeah, he's has complete value because he's an unknown.
And he's a rookie deal, which is, like, would you rather have Justin Herbert for $10 million a year or Patrick Mahomes for 50?
The team that's complete bullshit, in my opinion, is my team, the Raiders.
Well, hold on. I got a trade for you with the Raiders. So it's a 3-team trade. I know that doesn't exist in the NFL, but I brought some NBA flair to it. So Derek Carr's going to get flipped to Washington for Matt Ioannidis and a first-round pick. Then you flip that to the Packers for Aaron Rodgers, and you give them 3 first-round picks, Jonathan Abram and Ioannidis. You wouldn't do that pick? Did that trade?
I'm going to let Spice Adams go ahead and answer that.
Bro, what's wrong with that trade? You wouldn't do it? What's wrong with it?
I wouldn't do it, and it's not going to happen.
You would? Why wouldn't you do it?
Okay, I probably would do it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, then shut up.
Okay, but it's not gonna happen. Like, that's
crazier things have happened, bro.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Oh my!
You don't know till you know.
Oh,
I mean, like, what are your? Do you have any trades like you can hit me with? What about? Okay, how about this one?
I completely disagree with you. I think the Broncos have a legitimate chance of getting them.
What are they trading? Like 3 first-round picks and
It's definitely going to take some picks, but
Surtain?
I don't think they give up Surtain.
Because I mean, it doesn't make sense because the Packers just
They can
drafted
give
a
up.
CB.
They can give up Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb would have some value to him.
Okay,
Maybe give up a Jerry Jeudy, and
you're not giving up a weapon you can throw to.
why?
Why would you? Like,
I mean, you have Cortland Sutton.
yeah, but you also got like who else is there? Like Tim.
Would you trade Cortland Sutton instead of Jeudy?
No, I wouldn't trade either. I would trade Tim Patrick. Apparently, he's the next big thing in fucking Denver. I've been hearing for 3 years.
The other guy's
KJ Hamler?
Yeah, he's completely on the table.
Oh
That's
yeah,
easy.
you take KJ Hamler for nothing. I think they got somebody else too in the draft.
Okay, 3 first-round picks.
Chubb.
Yeah, Chubb.
How about Josie Jewell so he can be the white linebacker Green Bay wants? Or they got McDuffie now, so you can cancel that out.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be definitely just Rodgers.
I got one more. Can I give it to you?
Yeah.
Saints give up Squints, 2 first-round picks, Marcus Davenport, and they get Rodgers.
That's interesting, but
I know they don't really need Squints, but I just wanted to include
They won't
them.
do that. They won't do that.
They can't do the NFC?
No.
Is there
No, like the Packers won't accept that. I don't think that's enough.
2 first-round picks, Davenport,
I think it'll take 3.
3 first-round picks, Davenport, and the ghost of Drew Brees. Bet Aaron Rodgers is dying not to play outside for a change. Like playing a dome. That'd be kind of nice.
Oh my gosh. Look, I like the fact that the idea of Aaron Rodgers going to Denver. I really do. Kind of following to the footsteps of like Peyton Manning. Just a whole different route.
Okay, I like that.
But
I'm down for that.
you know, Denver always winds up getting some type of like deal to break them loose. Like it's the beginning of the decade. Like nothing will surprise me with Denver. Denver's like low key under the table, one of the most winningest franchises. Like they're consistent as hell. So something always winds up happening. So I would not be surprised if they get their hands on Rodgers. I just completely disagree about the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders have no shot in getting Rodgers. I don't believe it. But would I do it? Hell yes. Would I give up Carr? In a heartbeat. I just don't think there's a trade on the table for Green Bay to accept to bring him to the Raiders.
You got to keep your mind open, bro. I mean, that would change your team as good as Derek Carr's been. I feel like you would.
Oh yeah, he will transform us.
If you guys trade Derek Carr, I would bet money you get Rodgers. I don't think you guys will either.
Like, okay, the one thing I have to ask too: does Green Bay really want a quarterback? They have a guy in Jordan Love.
No, I'm saying you'd flip you'd flip Carr to another team, or whatever you got for Carr, you'd flip to Green Bay. That's why I made like the 3-team trade. It doesn't make sense. You're gonna go with Jordan Love. You got to see if this guy can play.
Yeah, I get you, 100%. Anything else you want to touch on draft related? Maybe just shout out a couple of honorable mentions, like just teams.
I was just gonna hit some teams that we haven't really talked about. We hit the Chiefs. You want to hit the Seahawks? That'd be pretty quick because they didn't really. Let's hit the Rams and Seahawks because we didn't get to talk about them on Thursday because they didn't make any picks.
Yeah.
So I'll let you take the Seahawks. Go ahead.
So they winded up going wide receiver, corner, and the old tackle, Frosty from Florida. He wound up dropping like a lot. But
it's pretty rare to see a team only make 3 picks.
Yeah.
I don't really get the receiver pick. I like the kid. He's not bad. But it's just like, is that really going to make Russell Wilson happy? Like, you got to kind of keep him happy. What about Russell Wilson for Rodgers straight up?
That's tough.
I didn't mean to bring that conversation. I just thought of it.
I would do that. If I'm the Packers, hell yeah. Give him Jordan Love. Why not? Here, after Rodgers, you get Jordan Love. Sorry, Jordan Love, you're following Rodgers. But, yeah, I can kind of see now that what you're talking about with the Seahawks, like kind of similar losers to the Texans. But at least they went on tackle.
Yeah, they did like
at
make
least
an attempt at that. So you got to give them credit for that. And really quick, we'll hit the Rams. Tutu Atwell, Ernest Jones, Bobby Brown, Jacob Harris. I feel like Tutu Atwell is going to be Sean McVay's like new plaything, where he's going to line up in the backfield, jet sweep this shit out of like teams.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think he's really a receiver. He's more of a gadget guy. He's like 5'7", 180, not even 180, like 170. Like people make a big fuss about Devontae Smith. This guy is like more scary of the frame. Like he's a small human being.
Yeah. Another team I want to bring up, the Titans. I absolutely love what they
Oh
did.
my!
Caleb Farley.
No,
they got
no,
my
no,
boy
no. They're talking about the real pick.
Monty Rice. I love that pick for the Titans. Monty Rice is my boy, and
I love Elijah Molden. He's a good slot corner. It's slash safety. He's the kind of guy who can play both. Rashawn Weaver's going to be
love
good for them.
Rashawn Weaver. I like he fits their scheme very well.
I don't really love Dylan Raduns, the old tackle, but I mean they're gonna. That's kind of like the Isaiah Wilson makeup pick at this point.
Football team, they under the radar,
Shit,
low
man.
key.
I was so hoping you wouldn't bring them up.
They were close to being a winner.
I mean, I don't like Davis that much. It's just a lot of raw, but Cozy's gonna be good.
Cosme,
excuse me. How did Dyami Brown fall that far?
I was shocked. I was super shocked that Dyami Brown wound up falling that far. And they got a corner in Benjamin St. Just. He's not that bad.
No, he's really
with the value that they got him. A lot of people got to understand, just because guys weren't on our board, on our top 5, like that top 5 is in a different tier.
I don't mean to throw Joey under the bus. So he was like, "Would you guys only watch 5 prospects?" I'm like, dude,
yeah,
we watched like 15 at each position.
Come on,
5.
We just had it's 2 of us, man. We can't say all of our guys. It's gonna take forever, so we get top 5, get the best.
I'll touch on the Steelers. I like Najee Harris. It was on okay. It made a lot of sense, especially with like the team identity of Pittsburgh. I feel like they're gonna do the Brady shit. Like they also got a center.
Yeah.
And if they can kind of get their O-line a little healthier, because I know their O-line was bad last year, but I don't think it's that bad at run blocking. Like I just felt like they didn't really have a good back. Plus, it was just like they were kind of trying to air it out and shit.
I like the Saints. I like their 3 picks with Peyton Turner. Look into Peyton Turner a little bit more. The more that you watch film on him, the more that you like Pete Warner.
I don't like Peyton Turner at that spot, but he's an okay player. I loved Paulson Adebo, bro.
And great value.
Like, great value. Ian Book's whatever. Like Sean Payton's gonna be like, you can run too. You can be Taysom Hill insurance.
And I want 2 more teams. That's it.
Okay.
Or let's do 3. Let's do 3. Let's hit on the Chargers real quick. If you like Rashawn Slater, they absolutely hit it out of the park with those 2 picks.
I would have preferred Darisaw.
Yeah, but I mean, pickers can't be choosers. They got Slater. A lot of people love Slater, and they got Asante Samuel. And just around the spot that I love him to get picked. Like that's the kind of value that I rated him as.
He's gonna have a good mentor in Chris Harris.
Yes.
So I
fits the scheme.
I swear, Chargers are like, we don't like big corners at all. We're just gonna get these little guys to play corner. I thought they had a pretty good draft.
Yeah.
Like it's not that I don't like Slater personally, but I don't think it's a bad pick because at least you're making the effort to protect your quarterback. Can I take the reins for a second? One of my honorable mentions for winner was the Bengals, and I know it might be a little controversial because everyone's so like, you need to get Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
But the guy they got from Clemson, Jackson Carman, he's not bad. He can be like a good guard or tackle. He's raw. Osai is going to be a really good pick.
Joseph Osai,
and they got
one of my
our
guys.
boy, Tyler Shelvin. I think he's just going to be an asshole to deal with on the D-line. I just thought they did a good
They still have DJ Reader, correct?
They do.
They got 2 big motherfuckers, dude.
This draft to me is like a B+. It would have been an A+ if you took Penei instead of Jamar and not anything to do with Jamar. But I like their draft a lot.
Yeah. Another under the radar, like we said, guys, we're just gonna be, firing off these Vikings. I really like what they did. I know I'm not a big fan of Kalen Mond, but if I had to pick a spot for him, it would be the Vikings.
I think he fell a little bit. I was surprised.
He fell, but I really like the spot where he went to the Vikings. I think it's perfect. I think Kirk Cousins is not going to be an asshole to him. They got Christian Darisaw. That's our second best tackle. They got Wyatt Davis. Wyatt Davis fell so far. It was amazing that they picked him up. And they got Chaz Surratt, the linebacker.
The quarterback turned linebacker?
Yes. Absolutely love it. And then last one I want to hit on, New England Patriots.
I'm glad you chose them. I was going to be one of the ones I chose.
Yes.
Mac Jones fell to them. That pick got made so fast. I don't think there's a better quarterback going to a better spot. Like, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is better, but is there a better fit for for the New England Patriots than maybe? I mean, it's hard to say Tom Brady 2.0, but like maybe just that mold of player
Yeah.
where it's
Prototype.
not the most athletic, but it's really fast decision making. It's really good arm. It's a really good arm.
Yeah.
And
I bet you Bill's just like, oh my God. R.I.P. to the headphones users. We're trying to use the soundboard, guys. Trying to incorporate it. But yeah, Mac Jones, they got Ronnie Perkins and wound up confirming what I seen on tape with Ronnie Perkins. I'm glad that they picked him because it kind of confirmed
so far. I was like, what the hell? The Patriots going to land this dude?
Yeah.
I'll stay in the AFC. I'm going to hit 2. And one of them is not really a winner or loser. I'm just kind of curious to your thoughts on it. I picked the Ravens. This is like a winner to me. I don't love Rashad Bateman. I like him a lot. They got Jason Away, who just changed his name. I don't know how to say it. Yeah. Ben Cleveland is a good old lineman. Tylan Wallace is really good receiver. And Sean Wade, he was a first-round corner a year ago. Everyone mocked him there. He had a really bad year. But on the inside and like nickel where he usually plays, he's a monster. I just love – do the Ravens ever have a bad draft? Like they just always get good players.
It kind of scares me with Jason Away.
Yeah, I've never seen the Ravens take such a big swing on a player like him. But it's like even staying with the Ravens, they got a Darius Washington, and I was like, Juan told me when I got here, he's like, the Ravens got a Darius Washington. Like, I was like, oh well, he's gonna be good.
Yeah, just FYI, Darius Washington, he was one of my top 5 safeties. Probably looking stupid now. People are probably gonna laugh. I'll be the last one laughing because he went to a great spot in Baltimore, and I think he's going to fit right into their system. And the Ravens know great players. And just because he went undrafted doesn't mean he's not going to be good.
I 100% agree. Actually, let me add one more team, bro. I'm sorry. I want to talk about the Colts, and I want to talk about the Cardinals. I have no idea what to make of the Cardinals draft. It just went in a completely different direction. I was shocked by the Zaven Collins pick. It's not that he's a bad player. I like him.
I think knee-jerk reaction, it's like, what? But you have to kind of got to settle in on it to really like it. Because the more you think about it, the more you like it. That's how I felt, at least.
And then I have no idea why they picked Rondale Moore. I like the guy, but it's just like, is this just Andy Isabella insurance? Or like,
I think it's anti-Christian Kirk because his contract is up next year.
But it's also like, is Rondale Moore really a receiver? Like, is he more of a gadget guy? Because he can't even stay healthy in college. He's not going to stay healthy in the pros. I like the player. It's just, to me, it's just kind of question. Like, I'm like, where are you guys heading in this draft? Like, I want Kyler to have, like, a better O-line. I want a better run game. Like, this would not have been a bad spot for, like, maybe Javonte Williams if they picked him.
Yeah.
But I know he's off the border. Maybe Michael Carter from the Jets. I like Michael Carter. And last thing, let's talk about the Colts. I like what they did. They got Kwity Paye. They got Dio, I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry, Kylan Grantham. I just like their draft, man. Chris Bauer's a great GM, man, and Kwity Paye's going to help this defense.
Yeah, sneaky quarterback in the late rounds with Sam Ellinger from Texas, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so kind of a little bit of Carson Wentz insurance, but I agree. I like what they did with Kwity Paye. Absolutely love it in the first round.
Is there any other teams you want to touch? I mean, we've been saying we're like going to hit one more team, but I just kind of want to hit all of them. But I think we did a good job.
Yeah, no, we'll be fine. I mean, sorry if we didn't hit your team.
You know what? Bills had a great draft too. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Bills had a great draft.
I did like.
They got my boy Rousseau and Basham.
They hit their most critical need was defensive line. That's where they struggled.
They hit just like the trenches in general.
Yeah.
So
I like what they did. Sean McDermott.
Overall, it was a great draft. Let's be real. Like, it's just nice to have the draft in person.
Yes.
And Roger Goodell's basement and his bullshit Xbox that's probably never been used with the Kinect. Like, update your shit, Roger. Probably still got Xbox Snap. Was it Xbox Snap that, or what was it?
Yes.
Snap TV?
I don't freaking know. My TV. I don't know. But it's a long one, Max. I think we're probably an hour in now. But look, guys, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube because you guys are probably watching this video on there. Subscribe, like the video, comment down below. Who do you think had the best draft? Okay, let us know. Let us know who was your favorite player picked. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. That is at Max_JuanCast. They're going to be floating in the air right here. We got Twitter right here. We got Instagram right there. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Follow us. 5-star rate us. Shout out to all you audio listeners out there, man. Big props.
And shout out to all the guests that joined us on Thursday, man. It was fun. I know it was on the fly and we had to deal with some dumb bullshit. But man, it was a great time. And just smash that like button the same way Mike Mayock just smashes the board for when a team captain comes up or a guy he can reach for.
Hater raid.
I'm reaching.
That's how I feel. But look, guys, we appreciate you guys rocking with us. We love you guys. We're completely grateful, man. We got these videos right here. I'm going to try to point them out because I'm going to try to get them on the screen. We got drafts right here. We got a playlist right here. Make sure to hit those, man. Go ahead and watch our other content. Any last words, Max?
Hopefully there won't be a blackout next year during the draft. So, hey, man, thank you for doing this one. I know we've had to do a lot of different shit this week, and we hope you guys like the foreign venue. We had to move the venue.
Exactly. All right, guys. Peace.